All right, so it says I'm live. Looks like I'm live. All right. Well, it looks like the sim is going to behave better tonight. Let's have a look at the. Well, tell you what, let's use Sim Toolkit Pro. Real handy tool. Real handy. Works really nicely with SimBrief. Let's see. So I think. Let's see. Hopefully it recorded that last flight. Hard to tell. All right. And there's not much VetSim on tonight. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm not a huge. Generally, I'm not a big fan of these kinds of tools, but this one is just makes it so simple. You know, I mean, you go to flight plan, you go to SimBrief, you make a flight plan, you come in here. I can reset the plan here and then load the latest OFP from SimBrief, and boom, there's my flight. Short flight from here, Fresno, that far north. I didn't realize it was that far north. I thought it was further down. All the way up to Charlie Brown Airport. So, well, Charles Shultz Airport. I always call it Charlie Brown. And it'll take us right by San Francisco, so maybe we'll have some views there. The weather in California is beautiful, just beautiful. And so yeah, here's my flight plan. There's my, there it is. There's some runway 29 right for departure and runway 14 up on Charles Schultz. I was hoping actually to do a 3-2 arrival, but we could do 14. It depends. We'll look at the weather. Oh, let's go look at the weather. All right, so here's the weather. I can look at the weather at Charles Schultz right here, and 17012. No, we're gonna have to do 14. Just the way it is. And do I have? Nope. I do not have active sky running. So let's start that. That's right, because I was doing some experimenting. Let's see if it changes. I'll look at it here. KSTS. It says 180 at 8. Not much better. A little different. So if I click here and then go here, well, at some point it'll refresh, I guess. So there's your radio frequencies right there. That's nice to have. STS is right here. So this tells you about the runway that you're going to be landing on. And then here's Fresno. Load ramp. Here's the fuel. Unfortunately, it gives it to me in pounds. It would be nice to be able to. Oh, what is that? Nice. That's actually pretty cool. How do you make it go away? Oh, the big button. Radio frequencies, and here's the weather here. METAR 310 at 8, 10 statute miles, 2979. Cumulus buildup over the mountains, distant northeast, southeast. Haze and smoke distant, all quads. So I need 90, I need about 135, 140 gallons. We'll take 150. The way you do that, I mean, you could multiply this times 6.8, and that will give you the gallons that you need. This is pounds. Or you can divide it by 10 and then multiply it or add half of it back. So 97 and then half of 97, so about 50, so to come up with about 147 roughly. Doesn't have to be that precise. And so 150 gallons would be fine. I am tired. Well, let's load it up, huh? Okay, 150. That's 75. We'll put an 80 per tank. I was toying with VetSim, but there's not very many VetSim on tonight. I don't know why. Unusual. Let's put the parking brake on and take the chocks off. And we're all set that way. I wish this thing had a, well, I guess I could look at the temperature here. 38. Whoa. 38. And yeah, I'm going to fly the TBM. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble with the Gizmo plugin. Just turned the settings down a little bit on my sim to make it a little happier. See, I'll leave the door open because it's 30 friggin' 8 out there. Shut these switches off. Turn that on. Strobes. Ignition. Everything looks good. What is that switch? Oh, that's the ELT. Okay. All right, close up the door. All right. Did I close that handle? Yes, I did. Is my battery dead? Must be. So I was watching a YouTuber, famous one, and he was flying.
Auto warning. Okay.
He was flying the FS 2020 747, and that airplane needs some work. I'm telling you, it's not complete. There's several things that just the switches don't even move. So
Pause system test. Okay.
maybe we'll see some improvements there. I said I'm tired. Hey, Gene, how are you? I'm over in your neck of the woods, kind of. Going north though. Could go south. What happened to my view? I don't know what happened here. I guess I should check those. They look okay. Lack of functionality will be its weak point. Fresno, no one goes to Fresno. That's why I'm leaving. No one goes to Fresno anymore. That's why I'm leaving. Yeah, there were several things I was pretty surprised by. We're charging up the battery. I had a dead battery. That's good. I get to sit here, yammer a little bit. One thing that um, YouTuber was saying that people were asking him about the airplane, whether it was VATSIM ready, and that's something that I've um, something that I hit upon a while back too. When I was buying GA airplanes, not because you more or less assume that any tube liners are going to be VATSIM ready. But the GA airplanes, could you actually navigate with them? Most of them you could talk to ATC, but could you navigate with them? Could you, select your route? And if they asked you to modify your route, could you do it? Could you handle VNav, which is really your responsibility more than the airplanes? And yeah, but I was glad to hear him say that. I was glad to hear somebody else refer to that, that same term. I think that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say it besides myself. Oh, while we're charging, we just as well get our money's worth out of this thing. We can't start until it gets below 80 amps. Right now I'm expecting it to be pretty. Yeah, it's going to be pretty. And actually, I read a long article. Call it an article. It was a post by the guy that runs a sizable chunk of Aerosoft. I can't remember his name. I can see his face. And he was talking a lot about flight dynamics. And he piqued my interest. He left the door open as to what people think about their flight dynamics. But he did shut a certain segment of them down in terms of whether or not it's real. He made the point that a lot of people believe that an airplane should fly a certain way, and so they complain or something like that. And he said that to what he could see, that at least some airplanes, the flight dynamics were extremely good. And that in terms of wind, weather, and air movement, that if he flew behind a hangar or something like that, that the wind, it would block the wind in the sim. So that's a good sign. And he also said that it'll keep improving. So we'll have to see what the flight dynamics of the TBM900 is. I mean, it may be that we just get a bunch of eye candy, right? Like you say. I don't think so. But, you know, the number of people that can make a really good FDE that I know of, I can count on one hand. And then there's another 5 or 10 that make a decent one. But yeah, it's difficult to make a good IDE, flight model. IDE. I said IDE. Told you I am tired. My view still is not right. Something changed. I don't know what changed, but something definitely changed. That looks okay. That looks okay. Alright, so I've loaded the fuel. 105. We got a bit more to go. But let's put the flight plan in. It's short. I've been flying the, well, you know that. I was flying the one that had the stall horn go off on when I was about a mile out. Which I really like flying that plane. Fat to hype. H Y P to where'd it go? There it is. SGD. SGD. Skaggs Island. And to Lucy. LUSE. To the KSTS. KSTS. And that's it. Yeah, citation. Yeah, I think it'll get better too. I just don't know how fast it'll get better. You know, that may be why they just went ahead and just, to me, to everybody, it seemed like they rushed it. But then I think probably someone said, listen, we're working on it. You know, we'll release it. People want it. We'll release the thing. And people can complain all they want to, and then we'll release an update. You know, they'll just start releasing, 1.1s and 1.2s and 1.3s. We're getting there pretty quick. So our flight plan is in. That's it. All right, we're taking off of 29 right, so we'll just dial that in. We'll take off 29 left. I said 29 right. That's what the flight plan has. We'll just use 29 left. Altitude. We're going west. I will say 4,000. So that's set, that's set, and that's set. 92. Yeah. Charles Shultz. It's just on the other side of San Francisco Bay, a little further up. And then from there, my next stop will be, it always is, I always stop up at, uh, what's it called? I'm just tired. My brain is working on it. Arcata. Go from there. It's a short hop up to Arcata. In fact, I mean, tonight's flight could possibly be Arcata. How long is this flight? It says here 55 minutes. On up to Arcata would probably be another 20, something like that. 25 maybe. It's a beautiful approach over the mountains into Arcata, but it's a nice approach into Charles Shultz too. Have you ever flown into Charles Shultz? And then, who knows, Portland. I hate skipping over Eugene. Eugene, Oregon is beautiful. It's in a wide valley with a lake. It's pretty, and I hate, they've never had a good Eugene. Yeah, yeah, it is nice up this way, and on that side of uh, the valley, because the valley is so flat. But I think the valley will be a lot more interesting in FS 2020. Talking about eye candy. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. Hope so. You know. Eugene is dead? What do you mean it's dead? It's muerto? Amorido? Yeah, I'll just go with whichever way. Not the wind blows. Sometimes I'll fly against the wind, but I'm just going to go this way and that. I could end up over here in, uh, not Missoula. I was looking at Nelson. Did you fly into Nelson? Willamette Valley. Somebody was going to fly into Nelson. And I got to say, flying into Nelson, where is it? It's right around here. Maybe I got to zoom in a little bit more. There it is. Let me show you this. Eugene is home to University of Oregon. Never much to do down there as opposed to Portland. Okay. Well, it's not like I'm going to go partying once I get there. Nelson, right? Nelson. Yeah, I have not done this flight. It's right there. But I mean, these mountains are up there. And this, like 9,000? And this airport is 3,000. So, if you were going to fly from, say, here, which is a Spokane, into Nelson, you might fly up this river and then around. Obviously no instrument approaches in there. But there's a certain amount of pucker factor of getting into that airport. I'm trying to see which way they usually come in. I think they typically come in this way and go out this way. Let me think about that. Let's see. No. Other way around. No? Oh, god damn it. You'd think I could figure this out. Yep. They come in this way and go out this way. But, so it's 8,800 feet. So these mountains are 8,500 feet or so. And this airport is only, 1755. So, you know, you can't come up over these mountains and come in. You're going to have to come this way. Right, unless you're suicidal. Can't do it. No, can't do it at night. You'd have to do it. But yeah, that looks like a interesting thing. So I might do a flight if I'm feeling froggy from Spokane over this lake. It's obviously a lake, and come in this way. So interesting. And you just, you know, I guess you could stay mostly above the mountains. And let's see, this is about 20 miles right here. So you have to descend while you're going down this lake or river, whatever you want to call it. And then climbing out, you got to do the same thing. Of course, it wouldn't take you long. You'd probably be up above them right here. Hey, Lucas. I was looking for you earlier. I'm in Fresno. Well, you could read the description. I'm in Fresno. I'm going to fly up to Charlie Brown, and I'm doing the TBM. I've turned my settings down in hope that it will make things better. My battery is charged, so we're ready to go. And you know, I'm surprised this thing isn't complaining. It's 38°C outside. You know, why is this thing not showing the air all heated up? So let's bring up the checklist since we're doing it this way. Don't make me say it again. What, hello? Let's see, so that's on. All right. Timer. Starter ignition, oil pressure 15.7. Light off. Yep. Cut out. See this? Now I've got to use the checklist because I don't typically use this. Check, check, check. Starter, throttle. Engine parameters look good. Source selector, battery. Electrical network, so return system electrical. All right, and let's get rid of the thing. All right, and then let's turn on the inertial separators on. Crank that. LFE is 125. Fuel looks right. Bring up the flight plan. Yeah, we should be able to. The fly together in 2020. Fresno. Nobody goes to Fresno anymore. Yep. Boy, I'll tell you, it's hot. 38. It's like a frickin' desert. And it's like 105 or something. Alright, so anything else? Flight plan is already in. Back to the checklist. Electrical network is fine. Throttle, engine parameters look good. Fuel switch, generators checked. AP trims, oxygen supplies on display. Backup leads, AC. Pressure mode is normal. Standby instruments. 220. What did I say? 2979. Flight summary. 2983. I'm surprised it's 340. Okay, fat. At least Fresno won't be underwater if the oceans rise. 336. The whole valley up north of San Francisco. Big risk about that place. I was studying to make the lights mod I've said to you, and I realized it's not that simple. First, the only program that can import X-Plane OBJ is AutoCAD 3D, and I didn't understand yet how changing the subject affects the lights in XP. AutoCAD. AutoCAD? Blender won't do it, huh? Paid for those Bose headphones, you should use them, right? Okay, that. Paid for this iPad, I should use it. Okay, so we're right there, and we are going way down here. Right there. Could be worse. LFE, check. Altimeter setting is checked. Pitch yaw trims. Set. De-ice panel is fine. Inertial separator switch is on. Alright, let's check those off. Basically, the only ones that are important are the LFE, which is here, and the CAS, and the taxi light. Wow, you got 14 days to solve the problem. I've never even heard of it. You know, they could really push Flight Sim forward if they would make tools that people could develop things in, or at least make the less expensive tools available for us, like Blender. So there's haze and smoke in all quads here. That's what the observation said. Haze is white and smoke is like blue or blue-gray. I'm not in a huge rush. I'm going to take my time on this thing so I can enjoy this airport. But I've seen some previews. Of different airports. Did you guys see the video? Somebody, can't remember which one. It was Flight Sim something. He's pretty popular out there. He did a FS 2020 video of flying over race car tracks and amusement parks, and it looked impressive. So Gene, yes. Eye candy, you bet. I'm nervous about those flight models. I'll come screaming back to airplane. But guess it. The only exception is lights. Oh, really? $150 just to modify lights. Well, maybe they picked that because it was the only thing that could do what they needed to do. There's that terminal. Ah, that looks impressive, doesn't it? Enhanced lights. It changes this object's place. Hold on, let me get my plane straightened out here so I can read. Plane. And the lights change so much, but I didn't understand yet how this guy did these. I don't know if I've seen that one or not. There's actually two ways of doing lights, and one of them is the bulbs themselves and the throw, and someone else has done something else that does not work with ortho. I do expect to see some difference between the way this TBM flies and the way it flies unprepared. You know, there is a certain amount of interpretation that they do. When I switched to X-Plane, From prepared, it was somewhat difficult. It was a struggle, and trying to figure out how to make things that seemed more real to me, which you have more options to do that in X-Plane, without making it like prepared, which was what I was used to, right? You're flying in this, sim that has its interpretations, and everything is fairly smooth. So I had to sort of kind of ignore prepared and just go with old brain cells that I'd had, with some of the airplanes that I'd flown. But it isn't that bad once you figure out. Mostly it's in the control curves. But if the flight models over there are crappy, then it'll be for sightseeing until they fix it. And someone will fix it, but that can take a while. As you've seen in X-Plane. I mean, how many years has X-Plane been there? And how many airplanes with a really good FDE are there? You know what? I am going to 29 left, or 29 right. It's okay. I'm just taxiing around like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. Air National Guard. That's got to be a hoot. Flying an F-15. So yeah, 29 right. That's okay. Doesn't matter to me. I don't know if that's ground or not. Really, I want tower. Do that, and then we'll do departure. 132.2. Yeah, F-15, yep. I used to watch them take off and point the nose straight up at the sky and climb up to 15,000 feet. They actually climb when they go vertical like that. They're actually accelerating. That I know of, at least at the time, that was the only airplane in the world that could do that. All right, so let's do this. Flaps are down. I need a better test than that. You got stick time, yeah. You said you were in one. That was the airplane that I liked the most. Let's see, so that's checked, LFV is checked, fuel is checked, flaps are set, this is set, set, and set. And let's go to the checklist. Throttle, flaps, de-ice, flight controls, trims, strobes. Takeoff distances, 85 knots, battery charge. Return. Make sure those switches are right. So, lights, icing, flaps are set, transponder, 7,000. Let's go 2,000. And transponder. Alt. Switches. Toga. Park and brake. Goodbye, Fresno. Pretty, though. Rotate. Gear up. Flaps up. Yaw damper. Pretty over there. CSL. What is CSL? See you, Gene. CSL, why does that ring a bell? CSL. Yep, I see it. We'll go up to 12. Autopilot. Says we're going up to 280. Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty. There's a world of difference between the way this looks here in X-Plane and prepared, and you wonder how much the difference will be FS 2020, and there's probably a video already out about it. Just look for a arrival into San Francisco. They fly over the Central Valley. .30. Flitch. Lights off. Inertial separators off. Just as we'll get on up to 280, we're going that high. It'll be interesting to see if we get up that high. Weather's a lot different on the West Coast than it is on the East Coast. Look at that. I remember flying over that and prepared. Boy, does it look different here. Hard to take your eyes off of that. We're landing south, which makes VNAV easier, to be honest. Yes. RNAV to 1.4. Interesting approach. Okay. GPS LNAV. And the weather's good, so it doesn't matter. And what do we want? FIP them. Enter. 600. So that's done. Let's go to the flight plan. And it'll get us at 6,500 feet at FIPM. But we have no VNAV yet. Could probably intercept here. Let's see, what is that? That's 3,400 feet, 4,700 feet. No, I guess not. Unless we want to take a shortcut. That's tight. We'll do FIPM. What's the rush, right? What's the rush? Let's enjoy the flight. Very sensitive. God bless it. Alright, I'm not going to play with ITG. Yeah, so some of those airplanes, I don't know, I don't know how much they're going to work on them, because if you look at the default X-plane airplanes, they're okay. They put a lot of work into the TBM, though. Of all the airplanes, I'm yodeling. Of all the airplanes that I saw them, that they did on, when this thing was coming out back in January, February, March, that time frame, they put a great deal of work into the TBM. The criticism of the Boeing 747 was the knobs that didn't work at the top on the overhead, and the 33, not crosswind. And what was the other thing? Oh, the way the FMS works. It's buggy. It's always the hard part. But the Zebo, if they give you the source code, if they have someone that decides to work on the 747, so people don't have to pay $130 to buy a PMDG if they want that airplane so badly. So it still hasn't given me any VNAV. So let's force it to give me some VNAV. Should have given me VNAV. Why am I not? Oh, it's because it's part of the approach. So 6,500 feet, let's say, I could say 7,000 at KSTS. There's my VNAV. 13 minutes. So no problem switching views or anything like that. I mean, to me, I would think my frame rate would be higher here. I'm only getting like 24. So somebody tell me why I'm only getting 24. Really? The 747 and X-plane, huh? And the FMSs are similar. Similar to the Zebo, I mean. There are some differences. I used to fly back and forth across this in prepared all the time. Back and forth, this way and that. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the Aerosoft A320 is a really decent A320. Yeah, I mean, you can spend the big bucks and get that the other one. You know, that one is so friggin' expensive. But you could also do what I'm going to do, which is not buying either. I'll have one tube liner, that's it. Just one. I just hope they don't go through a long drought of getting good GA airplanes like they have in Prepared and in X-Plane. Like, you want a Cessna, talk to Coronado. You want a Beechcraft, talk to Coronado. You want a Piper, talk to Coronado. Yeah, FS, yeah, right. You need another one of those dollar things. That is the most expensive plane I think I've ever seen. How much is it, do you know? Well, it's not out for FS 2020 yet. Flight Sim Labs, where are they? Flight Sim Labs A320. I mean, I applaud what they did. Oh, for Prepared, it's 140. I just wonder, you know, if there's a lot more simmers, if it's going to make it more cost-effective for people to develop cheaper stuff that goes underneath them. These guys are used to not having a lot of purchasers. We will see. I hope that happens with the airports, because I think paying $30 for an airport is ridiculous. Aerosoft just released an airport in Italy. They want $30 for it. One airport in Italy. You know, an airport like that one, you know, $5 or $10, really, honestly. If there's a lot of gamers playing it and they want the DLC. But I don't know if it'll get as cheap as that. $810 reals. You said there's 20. Did you say there's 20 reals per dollar? I wonder what town that is. Modesto. There's a really good freeware Modesto on the .org. was that? €5, so they're worth 20 cents, okay. It's like a month's salary. It's a month's salary. And all that stuff out there is free. Yeah, I do have the Epic G1000. I'll be honest about the G1000, the Epic E1000, G1000. I'll say the same thing that somebody else said and that I've said. If you've got a choice between flying the TBM or the E1000, you're gonna want to fly the TBM. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fast, it's fun. I like to start it on the runway and just set up everything while I'm sitting on the runway and then blast off. And I love to use it for doing scenic tours. If I want to go up and see some scenery, that's what I use it for. I bought it right about the time the TBM came out because I wanted to give the TBM time I wanted to see if they could work out the issues they were having at the time. They were having quite a few issues at the time. But they got real aggressive and got on it and got them fixed. So about 5 months later, I think I bought the TBM 4 or 5 months later. Look at that. Looks very dry. That's more like it. Yeah, the Modesto and the .org is actually pretty good. And you know, you load up vStates, you load up the freeware Modesto, and you could have a blast. There's a decent, was it Renton? It's up north of here in the Central Valley. I should switch to center. There we go. And no, go ahead and my altitude down. I'm going to do it this way. Nope. This way. Two minutes. Yeah, so it's a fast. The E1000 is faster than the TBM by a bit. So if we were going to do group flights, if you wanted to do some flights on X-Plane, that's a perfect airplane to fly alongside. Unless you have a TBM, of course. That's even more perfect. So I guess that's San Francisco over there. Oh, this is San Jose. And unfortunately, Orbx didn't release San Jose for X-Plane. Yeah, and the E1000 is real pretty. The keyboard doesn't work that great in it. You know, there's a little bit more work. But if you fly with headset on, the sounds are superb. Here we go. Typical San Francisco. Fog. What the weather is in San Francisco right now. Half Moon Bay is socked in. Overcast 400. $2986. I'd never change my altimeter when I gotta buy. That's alright. Just enjoy the views, right? I'll be real curious to see what this looks like in FS 2020. I'll be curious how everything looks, but, you know, I just want to see. Have I been an SFO in the sim? I've been there in real life. I've been there once. Maybe twice. I don't remember if I went there twice or not. But I definitely went there once. I went down Lombard Street in a taxi cab, if you know what Lombard Street is. You can Google it. It's unusual. This is a nice flight. And there's lots of bad weather in Florida. It's just not the kind of weather that you can really practice instrument approaches in. So, here we are. Yes, it is a very unique city. I went there. Went to a conference. It was scenic. I went to the hotel and I stayed there for the entire conference and came home. Talk about stupid. I should have hopped on the trolley car, which turned around there right at the hotel, and just taken it for a ride at night. That was not the brightest bulb in the room at that time. Yep. So Lucas, when we get back to Florida, we got to do a flight. Of course, we could have done this flight too. Got to get on VATSIM. There was nobody on VATSIM tonight, hardly. There was only a few centers open. Yeah, not even Atlanta. Maybe because it's Wednesday? Oh, you did? You went to San Francisco. What were you doing in San Francisco? Just vacationing? I was on business. I really do need to zoom this out. There we go. So yeah, San Francisco's right about there. Oh, there it is. Oakland over here, San Francisco right there. I can't really see it too well. Well, that's pretty cool. I've never been to Los Angeles, I don't think. Which to me is a little weird. Yeah, next. Yeah, you'll see lots of things in Advance. We have cows and bugs. That's about it. Some horses, I guess. Yeah, Washington's nice. At least it was. It's been years since I've been there. Yeah, you'll be able to see your city. I'll have to go down there. I'll have to fly. I'll have to do a flight down there. You'll have to pick a flight for us, and show me some sites. We'll get on multiplayer if they've got voice. If not, we'll use Discord for voice. So what have I got here? Procedure turn? Oh, okay. Let's just activate the approach then. And now we're 6,500, so. And VNAV is on, but I don't have a VNAV indicator. Oh, there it is right there. Let's see, the altimeter is set. Good. I like this part of the country. I mean, for flying, when I flew Orbx, I flew up this part a whole lot. I flew into Charlie Brown a lot, or Charles Shultz a lot. I call it Charlie Brown. If you ever hear me call it Charlie Brown, just know it's Charles Shultz. Used to fly in and out of it a lot. I just thought it was a beautiful airport. Yeah, let's do it in FS 2020. That way I can see and, you know, I can ask you questions and I don't have to build up any ortho or anything like that. I'll have to do different places. I have to do New Zealand. I'm real curious because I used to fly in New Zealand in P3D, and I was just unconvinced by the way it looked. It didn't look real to me. You have to plan your flight there, you know, because there's a lot of places with no airports at all because of the mountains. How are we doing on our speed here? 213. What ought to do? Was that airport? I'm looking for it. I got the airport off the .org. It's not awful. It's pretty good. Yes, Hilario, I do remember you. How are you? Oh, you're watching? Yeah, he's fun. What's he flying tonight? Let's see, this is set, that's set, VNAV is set. I'm going to unset it and reset it. Everybody likes watching Big Iron fly. That's a big town. So that's Santa Rosa there. No, this is going to be it for me tonight. But I'll get that vStates Jamaica, or if I get FS 2020, we'll do it. So the airport should be right up here someplace. There it is, right there. You can see it's not too bad. I mean, it's a step down from the Orbx one, but it's not a big step. And it's free. You'll see. I did this flight, I did it from Arcata, I think, came down here, or somewhere. Jamaica from Miami, yeah, that'd be a relatively short flight. I'm just tired. I didn't sleep much last night, nor the night before. But I just wanted to not watch TV tonight. I wanted to do something. I wanted to go see something. So we're just up here sightseeing. How we doing? We gotta get ready here real soon. So there we go. FAF is 3,300 feet. So I could activate the approach. I'll activate the approach. Well, actually I don't think I need to. I already did. What am I thinking? To KMWR. What is KMWR? I don't know what that is. What is that? So this is a GPS LNAV. I did it last time, KMWR. Miami to KMWR. Let me look it up. I don't remember doing that. KMWR. No, I don't know any no, it doesn't show up. This is a flight down a valley. This one here is. It's a nice flight. I don't have Fortnite. You'd have to talk to my son. My son is good at Fortnite. The approach is armed. Here we come. That's a nice view. That's a nice view. I bet you this is nice at dusk. There's a nice airport. It might be right there, actually. I don't know how it's done in X-Plane, but I used to love to fly into that airport. Alright, I really don't need this, except I've got to be at 5,000. Outsell. And the 5,000. Warzone is better. I don't know. My son showed me Fortnite. It's, you know, oh, come on. VNav, flight plan, VNav direct. Come on. Why are you not VNav directing? Alright, so we'll just BS it then. Gotta get our speed down. Let's increase the rate of descent. There we go. Now we got the glide path, 178. Come on, catch up.
Landing gear.
Yeah. I'll wait till we're to the FAF, close to the FAF, for the landing gear. $5,000. We already got the we've got that set, so we're good. Power back. All right, we're good. Perfect. Gear down. I love looking at the scenery. Look at that. There's an airport right there. Looks nice. Actually, looks really nice. KHES. Seven-knot tailwind. Little sporty in the turn. Which turn? The one I just took? If I recall, you have to sidestep to the runway on this approach. This is like a VOR approach. Yep. Yeah, they want me to go over there, but I think I'm going to break off right here. The runway is, I'm sidestepping over to it. This is it's like a VOR. Let's see, get the last notch of flaps in. See it. There it is.
Minimum.
We got a 10 knot headwind, and you can tell. Look how slow we're going. This is free. This airport's free.
Airspeed.
Look at that. Lights, icing, flaps. And that's it. So yeah, this is a free airport. Let me step out so you can see. Not bad. You're fond of carrier, carrier. Yeah, yep. Slam it into the runway. F-14s always look broken to me, you know? F-14s always look like they're broken, and that's gotta be why. KC-10? Somehow I doubt it. I mean, they could. You could get a KC-10 in here. But it'd have to be empty. Well, it's a DC-10, not a KC-10. Look at the size of that thing. The MD-11, yeah, KC-10, MD-11. Should we park over here by these fancy jets? I'll park behind them. I'll turn the lights down. We'll have to. We'll check our landing out, and then I'll turn the lights down and see what this airport looks like at night. That hangar will hold a big airplane. Alright, there's that. Looks like let's do a better job than that. Alright. Yes. And start the timer. And transponders, standby. Back. Trims. Rudder. That. Air conditioning off. It's temperature here at 28. Alright. Lights off. Shut the strobes off anyway. And the taxi light off. Uh, food time. See you, Gene. Thanks for watching. 20 seconds. I hope I sleep good tonight. Alright, so lights. And that, and that, and inertial separator. See you, Lucas. Have a good night. Sleep well. I'm going to do one replay. And so let's wait for the inertial separator to close or open or whatever it does. Close, I guess.
American 1476, clear direct splice, increased speed at 300. Direct splice 300.
Come on. Here it goes. Alright, I can shut that off.
Hello, Center American 899, flight level
Do it that way. Alright, so replay mode. Not too far. Has it got the right place? Yeah, it does. That ought to do. Where am I? There I am. Let's see if the tower view was working. Can't change my view. Thinks that is. Yep, I landed. For some reason the tower view is broken. Interesting. I could do a C. Where's the tower? We'll get the tower view one way or the other. Alright, so now where am I? I gotta be close. What about there? Where am I? There I am. It's a sloped runway. I'm not gonna miss these white balls in the end of the wings. Just about perfect. So what's it look like at night here? Oh, wrong one. Let's go. Oh. Oh, it's probably because it's paused. Oops. Oh, that's night. Let's do that. It's pretty, huh? That'd be a nice nighttime landing. That'd be nice. I have to do that at night. I might do the flight up to no, I want that off. Alright, so everything is off. And payload. That on. That on. That on. That on. That on. Take the brakes off. And it's all set for nighttime. Here we are. It's cool. All right. All right. Well, good night, Hilario. I'm going to go upstairs, watch a little TV, maybe do some reading. We'll do a Jamaica flight. All right. We will. Maybe, if I get vStates Jamaica, we'll do it this weekend. And if not, then we'll do it when I get FS 2020, which will probably be cooler because I suspect that their overlay is going to be pretty good for Jamaica. All right.